Good morrow, my lovely little ghosts, and welcome to the Dark Orchard. I'm Laura, and this is my year in review. As was said in my intro, this is my year in review. More specifically, I'm going to be talking about some highlights throughout my year of 2019. To get things started, I'm going to name off my most viewed YouTube videos of the year. So starting with January 1st, I went through all of my videos and I looked at the different view counts, and then I ranked them in my top 6. So the first most watched video, the absolute most watched video on my channel, was the Falling in Reverse react video to their music video for Drugs. This video got over 3,000 views, which is a whole lot for my channel. And actually, the second most watched video was also a Falling in Reverse react for the music video Drugs, but it was my reverse react. In case you don't know, in case you didn't watch the reverse react, the original video was not accepted very well. My most watched is also my most disliked video because people just did not like my reaction to Drugs. More specifically, I don't think they liked the way that I chopped up the video to try to keep it from getting copyright stricken, and the way that I didn't react aggressively towards Corey Taylor. I'm not 100% sure. But you know, whatever the reason, it was my most viewed and my most disliked video, and then the reverse react was me being a smart butt. I took all of my commentary out and just left in my 100% reaction and the breathing and everything that went along with it. So I was a little snarky, and that's my second most watched video on my channel. I haven't looked at the dislikes on that one, but I'm pretty sure it's also my second most disliked video. So carrying on, my next most watched video was my review for the Disguise music video by Motionless in White. This react was probably the first react that I did that started to mold my music video react format, because I didn't just play the video and react to it. For the most part, I talked about what I saw more than watching the video. Like, it started to mold what I wanted to do with reactions. So I'm kind of glad that that's my second most watched, aside from Falling in Reverse videos. Coming was my Falling in Reverse / Ice9 Kills concert review. This review is one of my favorites, so I'm really glad that it was one of the most viewed. I got to elaborate on how the VIP experience with Falling in Reverse went, and I'm so glad that so many people are actually seeing that and seeing the truth about how a VIP experience with them would go. So because that video sort of raises a curtain, I'm really glad that a lot of people are actually viewing that one and getting the whole scoop. Next was actually one of my more recent videos, and that was the video where I reacted to Lonnie Eagleton joining Black Veil Brides, which was amazing news. And that video is unlike any other video on my channel, simply because I reacted the same night that it happened. And I don't recall that happening any other time on my channel. But I saw the news, I took a shower, and then I instantly filmed that video. So that video was my initial, within minutes of seeing it, reaction. And I'm also really glad that a lot of people are seeing that video, because I had a lot to say, and I mean it. The next most watched video is actually a combination music react. This was back when I had absolutely no idea what I was doing with the music react, but people continued to request them, so I did one. And this one was where I reacted to Andy Black's song Westwood Road. I reacted to Joey Graceffa's 2 songs, and I believe I reacted to Avril Lavigne in the same video, and Your Brand New Obsession with his remake of Sweet Revenge. So I had a lot of things packed into one video, which was a huge mistake, and I will never do that again. Every artist deserves their own video, their own reaction, and their own music video breakdown. So I will never do that again, but that is one of my most viewed videos, probably because it was one of my first music reacts. And it also made me really happy that Joey Graceffa actually commented on that video and acknowledged my support. The next most viewed video was my video, Why Do People Love Black Veil Brides?, which is another one of my absolute favorite videos that I've ever done, because it's sort of like a storytelling video. It's my own testimonial, but it also reaches out to the fans, and I got a lot of positive feedback from that. Now, all that being said, there are 3 videos that come in next, and all of them, at the time that I'm filming this, are tied at the same slot. They're actually all sitting at the same amount of views. The Andy Black concert review in Greensboro, North Carolina, the song reaction to Ice Nine Kills Your Numbers Up, and my video where I did my Ghost of Ohio makeup and opened an alt press package. Those 3 videos from 2019 are sitting at the same amount of views, but lower than all the others that I mentioned. Sort of an honorable mention. So happy that those videos are doing well as well. In conclusion to that, it seems like you ghosts really love music reacts and when I talk about music and when I go to concerts. So one of my goals for 2020 is going to be going to more concerts, doing more travel, seeing more things so that I can give you my honest opinion, my honest review on not only music videos, but on concert experiences and what to expect from VIP experiences. So let's turn back the clock and go to January 2019. What happened in January? Well, I went to IchibanCon. IchibanCon is a convention in Charlotte, North Carolina, and it's probably my absolute favorite convention that I go to every year. IchibanCon is a small convention, but it's a good convention. It's not far from the big mall in town, and the hotel that it's hosted in is a hotel connected to a convention center, and it's a literal circle. So you can parade around in your costume all day long and just walk in a circle, and it's great. And I always have a good time. For this year's IchibanCon, I debuted 2 different costumes. I was actually supposed to be debuting Lily Potter, and my friend Kane was supposed to be Snape. However, he just did not have everything to go along with his Snape, so I threw on his Snape costume, which was a Slytherin school uniform, and threw on my Lily skirt, my Ariel wig, which was the Glam and Gore Carrie wig that Party Girl gave me, and I debuted a Slytherin Ariel, which made sense to me because green, Ariel. I also debuted my Wreck-It Ralph Ariel. And I was so comfy, like those shorts are super comfy and just all of it super comfy. At IchibanCon, I hosted 2 panels. Those panels were Wayward Son, which is a supernatural panel based on the history of the music and the Japanese history. And then I also hosted a Black Butler panel where we talked about the Victorian accuracies in Black Butler. Sadly, I was actually snowed out the last day of the convention. So Sunday, I packed up everything and had to leave because there was supposed to be snow and ice on the road and my car is just not reliable, but it was a great time. February, I did my first Valentine's Day video, and it was actually a 2-part video, 2 parts in one, because I started off with a My Bloody Valentine theme. I was determined to do a My Bloody Valentine theme. The first thing I did was show how to do a heart prosthetic where it looked like your heart was ripped out of your chest. That wasn't enough for me, so the next night of filming, I ended up showing you how to make a gelatin heart, following a Glam and Gore gelatin heart tutorial. So if you haven't seen that video, there's some funny moments. It's interesting because I did 2 different days of filming with 2 totally different looks. And I really enjoyed doing that. I do look forward to this year's Valentine's Day video. I already know what it's going to be, and I'm super excited. So in March, we had Triad Anime Convention, which is typically held in Greensboro, but in the past it has been held in Winston-Salem, and this year it was actually held in Winston-Salem. They've actually built up the convention center in the Winston location, and that's where we were the majority of the time. However, I hosted my Black Butler panel. They scheduled me for after midnight, so my friend that hosted it with me was smashed drunk when we finally got to host it, which actually made the panel more entertaining and kept the few people that were in there actually engaged despite how late it was. Sadly, we did not get to present the entire panel because the convention center turns the lights off at 1 a.m. So I had a little after 12 to a little before 1 to complete a hour-long panel. They ran us out. We had to clear everything out before 1 o'clock or we would have been trapped in the dark. So that wasn't a fun experience, but I always enjoy hosting panels anyway. I just hope that in the future conventions will stop putting me at midnight slots. Next was the Andy Black concert in Greensboro, North Carolina. And honestly, it was one of my absolute favorite moments of the year. I made a really pretty black dress that had green bats on it. If you want to know more about it, there's always the video discussing the VIP experience, but I was really proud of that dress. I'll pop in a picture here. Ain't it cute? I love it. I love it. And Andy actually praised it on the Andy Show. He talked about it when he was talking about accomplishments that people had made, which really warmed my heart because the dress was made for him to see. So I'm glad that he actually took notice of it. After the Andy concert, we come to May. After the Andy concert, we come around to May, and I did my first birthday vlog. I had so much fun going to the zoo with my mother. And not long after that, I actually went to the Falling in Reverse concert where they were the headliner, and their supporting act was Ice Nine Kills. I did the Falling in Reverse VIP, and I got a picture with Cece. I love that picture. You can actually see Kane in the background photobombing. After the Falling in Reverse concert, I was supposed to go to Richmond to see Motionless in White and Atreyu. However, I hurt my leg and I wasn't able to go. Sadly, that ticket and that video went out the window, but it would have been a great experience. Detective Pikachu came out this year. How exciting is that? I personally enjoyed it. I played Pokemon Go with my mother and we went to see Detective Pikachu and it was absolutely fantastic. I also got the best summer job I could have ever asked for. I worked at a water park as the supervisor of photography, and let me tell you, when I say that was a dream job, that was an absolute dream job. I had fun every single day that I was there. It was just the best experience I've ever had in a work environment, and I honestly wish the season had never ended because I could have worked there every day for the rest of my life. The position isn't even there anymore. They have no photography division anymore. So if I do return in the summer, it sadly will not be for photography, but that was a wonderful experience to have while it was there. During the time that I was working at the water park, I went to see Andy in Richmond, Virginia, which honestly was a very long trip and a very funny video. If you want to watch that, I tell a very funny story about my trip up there because it's a very long drive and there's not much on the way from North Carolina to Richmond. So if you want a funny story, check out that vlog. But I was so happy to actually get a picture with Andy again, and I'll pop that in here. Also during the summer, I went to GalaxyCon. GalaxyCon is sort of like a comic book convention more so than my typical anime convention. It was a lot of fun. It's different, but it was a lot of fun. I hosted a panel there too, dressed as Ariel, the Wreck-It Ralph Ariel, and I hosted my Disney Conspiracy panel. The Disney Conspiracy panel is just what it says it is. It's a panel that talks about Disney conspiracies, whether it be around the company itself or the princesses, just all of those conspiracy theories through all of the movies and all of the theories in general. And I really enjoyed presenting that. It's actually approved for IchibanCon 2020. This panel at GalaxyCon had a packed room. It was like a conference room, and the entire room was filled with people, standing room only, and there were people standing in the back, which always makes me happy. And that crowd was so enthusiastic about what I was saying. This is one panel where I constantly have the audience involvement, because I will discuss a theory and then I will say who believes in that theory. They at least raise their hands even if they don't argue it with me or discuss it with me. So I have such a fun time doing that panel and talking Disney with Disney nerds like me. And speaking of Disney and the amazing Disney things, two of the guests at GalaxyCon were Jodie Benson and Christopher Barnes, the voices of Ariel and Eric. So I got to meet them. I took a picture with them. I'll pop that in here. It was so absolutely amazing meeting Jodie. I cried. I legitimately cried. I was super sad when the season at work ended because I was once again without a job, and that kept me busy, and I also never missed an upload. So it was a job that I could continue to do and still grind out my videos every week. Pauly Shore was at GalaxyCon, but I didn't get to see him until his comedy show not long after. I went with two of my friends to see him. It was such a hilarious show. He's a funny guy. Like, that's what he made his living doing, is being funny. So it was really cool seeing Pauly Shore in person. We got to meet him. We got to take a picture with him for free, and I'll pop that in here. He was so cool. He called me his fiance and like whispered things in my ear. It was just a really fun experience, a really interesting experience. Then a short while after that, I went to the New Year's Day Motionless in White and In This Moment concert. I did not make a video about this. I vlogged it. I did everything I normally do when I go to a concert. However, I did not have a VIP experience for Motionless in White or In This Moment. I did get to meet Ash Costello though, and I will pop that picture in here. The dress that I'm wearing there is an Ash Costello inspired dress that I designed specifically for that concert because I knew I was going to be meeting Ash Costello. I'm super proud of that dress. It was a design choice that I'm not usually comfortable with. I'm not comfortable with dresses in general unless they're sort of a 20s to 50s style dress. So this evening gown was short in the front, long in the back, very tightly fit with panels, two-toned. It had horn spikes in the front. Like, it was very different from my normal design. But I'm super glad that I pushed my limits and actually wore it because I enjoyed wearing it, and it was stretching outside of my design comfort zone. There's a lot of reasons why I never posted a concert review for this one, but the main one was that I just didn't have a lot of extremely positive things to say. I didn't have early access, I didn't have VIP, so there was no way to like give you a full experience and give you anything that you wouldn't experience for yourself. So I just decided not to do a video on that. And honestly, hindsight, Social Repose, Secret Tree Fort, and the amazing Johnny Gilbert were touring in Fayetteville, North Carolina, just a little ways up the road, like 2 hours from where the In This Moment Motionless in White concert was. And in hindsight, I wish I would have gone to that show instead. I would have loved to have been there to support Johnny, and I feel like it would have been a better experience overall. But I wouldn't have known that unless I went to the concert. So, hindsight. Hindsight is 2020, and we're going into 2020. So maybe I'll make better concert decisions. I do know that if Motionless in White does another headliner tour through this area, I want to go to a Motionless in White headliner because I've never been to one. And I would really love to get VIP, but that's nearly impossible because their VIPs sell out so quick. But here's hoping for a Motionless in White headliner that I can get VIP for in 2020. Here's an interesting little anecdote. I was hired and fired at a farm supply store after working there only 8 days. The only reason that I can possibly imagine I was actually fired is that I was too weird. They told me I wasn't jumping on the customers fast enough, but I don't really know what that means because every customer that came through the door, I greeted and tried to help. So I feel like there was something else there. I won't go into many details. That's another one that I could make an entire video about. But basically, I had a very short-lived experience with a job, and it was not the best. What was the best, though, they say all things happen for a reason. I ended up getting the chance to go to the One Piece Stampede premiere in Hollywood. That vlog is coming soon, so if you're really interested in knowing what all went on, seeing the vlog, seeing everything to go along with it, keep an eye out for that vlog sometime this month or next month because it is coming soon. But I had a really fun time there. It was so much fun making a dress for it and then debuting it on the red carpet. I'll pop a picture in here. That dress was within my comfort zone, and it was so much fun wearing it on the red carpet. It was fun walking a red carpet. So I won't go into details, I'll let you wait for the vlog, but that was a really fun experience that I may not have done if I was still working at the supply store. So things happen for a reason. The next big event that happened was the water parks VIP experience, where I made a coat, and this coat was inspired by the Fandom album by Water Parks. So it was the dark green, light green, and orange from the album cover. This coat got so much attention from Austin. I'm super glad that I got to make that coat. I'll pop a picture in here. That coat was one of my absolute favorite things that I made this year. That coat and the black dress that I made for the Andy Black concert. Those two are tied for my favorite things that I made this year. I loved the way that Andy made over the dress, and I loved the way that Austin made over the coat. 2 days after that concert, I went to the Ice Nine Kills concert. Sadly, I didn't make anything for that. If you want to see me cry about that, you can totally check out that VIP review. But it was a great experience. I had a lot of fun. It was a great experience. Ice Nine Kills is one of my 2 favorite bands. The second, of course, being Black Veil Brides. And I had a great time. It was wonderful getting a selfie with Spencer that I'll pop in here. And it was wonderful meeting all the other band members and just getting to interact with them in such an intimate setting. It ended up being my favorite VIP experience of the year. I'm really glad that I got to do it. I just wish I would have made something for it. Speaking of movies, my friend Sarah and I went to see Frozen 2. Made Frozen 2 cookies in a very funny baking video that I posted on Christmas Day, so you can totally go check that out. I promise you it's funny. Like, I think it's funny, my friends think it's funny. It's probably one of my best videos I've ever made, and it's because our interactions are just so good together. But Frozen 2 was fantastic. If you haven't seen Frozen 2, you need to. But I think Idina Menzel hit the nail on the head when she said it's better than the first. Like, I can totally see how it's better than the first in a lot of ways. Then the final big thing that happened for 2019 is that I dyed my hair. I cut off half of my hair and dyed it a completely different color than I normally would, and there's a video for that too. It was posted on the Scream anniversary, and it's called something like Subscribers Pick My Hair with Scream in parentheses, and you'll see why it says Scream if you watch the video. With that being said, that was my 2019 year in review. It's hard to believe that this is the end of a decade. Like, just thinking 10 years ago, I did not think I'd be making YouTube videos. Actually, 10 years ago, I really thought I was going to be a fashion designer by now. Yeah, I overshot that one. So let's talk goals for 2020, and this will be short. I promise the video is almost over. Goals for 2020. Of course, there's the basic, I want to lose weight. I always want to lose weight. I don't like the way my body looks, but that's just a side note. That's something to put a pin in. We just stick a pin in it and push it to the side because that's just something that's always there. I want to finish Ariel. And what I mean by that is, last year at this time, I got fabric for Ariel's pink ball gown. And I promised myself that by IchibanCon 2020, I'd have it finished and I would enter it in a competition. However, I did not touch that fabric for a solid year. It's still in a box in my floor somewhere over there, untouched, because I just didn't feel the passion towards it. I didn't feel like making a giant ball gown, which is crazy because that's my favorite thing to make. I love making and wearing gigantic ball gowns, but for some reason I just didn't feel the drive. So my goal for 2020 is to finish Ariel, to start Ariel and then finish Ariel. I also want to make more coats. I already have a design in my brain for the Black Veil Brides concert March 30th. So hopefully I can make that a reality. Hopefully I can get the fabric and create this coat the way that it should be created, the way that it is in my brain right now. I've actually even sketched it out. Ironically, the exact day that they announced that Lonnie had joined Black Veil Brides, I ended up designing that coat earlier that day before I knew any of the announcement. I also want to continue to upload every single Wednesday. I don't want that to stop no matter what. No matter what life throws at me, I want to give you ghosts the absolute best content every single Wednesday that I can possibly give you. And then, of course, I want to continue to do Vlogoween, the 13 days of Vlogoween where I post for 13 days in a row. That goal, of course, includes travel. I want to travel more. I want to go to more concerts. I want to do more VIP experiences so that I can explain to you ghosts what to expect from different artists. And while we're on the subject of travel, I have really exciting news. I have been gifted with a trip to Paris, and I will be vlogging the entire time I'm there. So if you ghosts have any questions or anything that you'd like for me to seek out while I'm in Paris, drop it down in the comments and let me know what you want to see from a vlog while I'm there. Because I'm going to have a lot of time, I'm going to be seeing a lot of things, and I'm going to be sharing it with you ghosts. And I want you to feel like you were there with me. I want this trip to be our trip. I want this trip to be something that I can share with you ghosts. And just let me know down in the comments what things that you've always wanted to know about. I'll try my best to get to those things and show you in a video. So with that being said, that was my year-end review. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you come around again soon. Say bye. Say Happy New Year. Happy New Year.